and we have been on a break, but we are back, guys. Hey, grabbing the brisket here in the house. Yeah, we've been busy for the last couple of weeks doing the Houston Livestock Show and Rodeo, and also competing in the barbecue Austin, and that was it was a blast. It was fun. It was one of those moments for us. Was like, if you talk about it, you got to be about it, right? We got to get out there and show out.
That's exactly what it is, James. That's exactly what it is. If you talk about it, you got to be about it.
Hey, we beat about it.
Yeah, that's right, man. I mean, we went out to Austin. We didn't wreck house completely like we thought we would, but we came in with a good game plan. And I'm going to credit you, James, to a lot of the success was just the weekend and week out, every week, just practicing the comp categories just over and over and over again until they dialed them in. And what's even better than that is that each week we just tried something new, which was even better. You know what I mean?
Well, we changed a little, we tweaked a little. We ran out of product. We added a different product that we had.
Yeah.
Like, let's just go with this. And we're like, damn, this is actually pretty better. So we'll roll with that. We even got out to the competition and ordered product late, and it didn't arrive in time. So we had to improvise, and we improvised, and, knock on wood, it worked out. So we're happy and fortunate. We're a little bummed we didn't get to hear our theme song played across the arena for everybody to see. But man, when you don't hear your name called and you're sitting on your hands and you're just like, dang, man, what do we got to do? What do we have to change? We got to do something. And then the fortunate thing with the CBA, you're able to get those instant results. And then we were able to find out that we got 18th overall over out of 200 and plus teams. And that's nothing to be sad about. We're happy. We're excited. We drank a couple of beers.
Yeah, and you're absolutely right. That feeling you get when you're sitting there and they're not calling your name. There was a point there where Jan was like, let's just go clean up our site. Let's just get out of here. I was like, bro, I at least want to see how we did at the end, get our paperwork. But yeah, we did pretty good. 18th overall. I think it ended up being around 225 teams competing. So I was pretty happy with it.
Yeah. No, how can you not be okay with that? I mean, there were plenty of world champions that we competed against this weekend. I think there was 225 teams total. And we compete in all categories, right? So I mean, it's not just the main categories, which is the brisket, ribs, chicken. On CBA, normally there's a pork category, but then we also compete in the open category. We competed in the barbecue sauce category. We did a tomato base and a mustard base. Mustard, though, I don't know, man.
Hey, we were top 15 in mustard.
Yeah,
we actually got 15th place.
There's only 15 teams turned in.
That's right. There's only 15. Okay. Mustard sauce is not our strong suit.
Right.
Let's say that. It was 100% my fault. First time trying it. Maybe last time. I don't know.
Maybe next time just turn in like French's mustard.
Or
you know what I mean?
Or just go get the hot mustard from McDonald's.
Right. That might be a good idea, actually. Yeah.
Yeah, dude, it was one stellar of a weekend. Obviously we got out there on a Thursday and just really hit the beer really hard and heavy in the very beginning, which I think any good cook-off, you got a pregame, and it wasn't the fact that people like we don't drink during comp day or whatever else, but we had practiced so much, John, that and James, we had practiced so much that I feel like we were so dialed in that we never struggled for a timetable. We never struggled for, trying to obtain the temperatures or anything else. We just used the weapons that we brought with us, and it went good. It was some of the best chicken I think we've ever done, and some of the best brisket, some of the best ribs. I mean, all in all, I think we capitalized on what we had, and at the end of the day, it comes down to the judging table, what table you get on. And we look at the scores, and we had 9s and 10s almost across the board, on every category. So that tells you right there that you're right there. I mean, you're just, again, there's only a few points that separates you from that point to the reserve or the grand champion. And we were there in almost every category. So.
Yeah, and, Raul, feel free to throw up those picks whenever you get a chance, so we people can see kind of what we threw down a little bit. Dude, talk about Bill Purvis. Bill Purvis just like mopped the floor
Lord.
with
Oh my
everybody.
God.
Like it seemed like he came in with the mission and he accomplished that mission. And God dang, man, nobody got in his way.
Yeah. That was crazy because if you go back and look at the score, you could tell, you knew immediately that he had won it all. But if you look at the scores, he was like 10 points overall ahead of second place or something like that. It was crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, he demolished everybody. I mean, Bill Purvis right now is cooking some of the best barbecue you can, and he's winning at such a high level. It was just it was cool watching him walk up there. It got a little old. I'm like, damn, Bill's walking again. Like,
I tell you what, all the way home,
know.
I was singing that chicken fried
oh,
song.
I know, man. I know.
Hey, so what are we looking at right now?
So this is the burnt burn in. So it's pork belly burn in that we lined the box with. We've got a jalapeno cheese or a jalapeno mac and cheese, bacon wrapped shrimp, and then we got crumbled bacon and a little sauce on top, just to kind of give you a little dipping sauce.
Yeah, this is our David
So,
Kitchens open turn in that we got 4th place in.
4th place overall out of 200 something teams, 220 something teams. I mean, that's nothing to sneeze about, man. Come on.
Yeah.
Yeah, here I think the box, they wanted enough for 6 people. So here we've got the 6 burn-ins and the 6 slices of brisket. We probably could have filled the box a little more and cut those burn-ins down a little bit and really just lined it in the beginning or in the front of it. But all in all, it's still not a bad looking box.
Yeah, we learned. I mean, we got 9s and 10s across the board on this whole thing, but maybe just paying attention to the details just a little bit, whether it's presentation or what have you. Like even looking at like Bill Purvis's turn in, his box, the foil in his box was just like pristine. Like his box just looked like it was just made in this container.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's part of the listen, at the very end we all think about it, but at the end of it you get a little just, I mean, pressed for time, and you want to keep executing, but you have to make split second decisions, and it is what it is. I'm not mad about it. I think the box looked phenomenal in person. The lighting wasn't so great right there, so you really don't get to see really what that smoke ring looked like or anything else. But that brisket was juicy.
Yeah, them chicken wings or something else, man.
Dude, the color on those, this ain't doing it justice either. But the color on the wings, tender, juicy. The flavoring was just perfect. We did a good job on those.
Yeah,
sure.
No, 100%, man. And then this is kind of how we finish it off. So we did the half bird. So we got a chicken wing there that kind of fell over, but yeah, you get the half chicken, and then we serve the wings on the side. So it's like, hey, listen, whatever you want to pick up, you want to go with some dark meat, great. If you want the wing, great. If you want the breast right there, the chicken was so good, man. That was probably, like I said, it was probably one of the best chickens we've done, and I don't know how long in a competition. And it was so flavorful that I think at that point it just didn't matter. I mean, it was just good.
If you look at this photo, dude, and I'm looking at it now, it looks like an old-timey like catcher's mitt.
Yeah.
Okay, you see this box. What are you going for? You going for a wing, or are you going for the breast meat? What are you doing?
Dang, dude, I'm a wing guy, but I'm
going wing first. I mean, if you're judging,
you only get one in, right? So
he's just taking the whole thing.
I'm coming back later. I'm going to take one wing and I'm going to scoop it into the breast, like just jab it in there,
right,
and try to get everything.
I think if it's me, I think I'm going to go breast with it. I think I skip the wing just because I want to know if the breast is overdone or if you know what I mean. I think that's what I'm looking for, and I have a feeling that there were probably 50-50. Plenty of people said, no, I'm going to go for the breast, but or the thigh. But I think there are plenty of people that said, you know what, give me that damn wing. Those wings were so freaking good. We started, as soon as we were done, people started coming up. Those wings went so fast, within minutes, there was nothing left. But one wing left over, and I think I scooped it up at the very end. So
yeah, I bet I ate a bunch of them too. We got Fred in the house. Fred Robles, what's going on, brother? Him and his team out there did amazing. I love the CBA, man.
Man, Fred got the calls, man. It was great watching you go up there, buddy. I mean, just watching you walk up. The Rio, was it Rio Valley?
Meat.
Yeah, dude. Just watching that, I was like, damn, there's Fred. Okay, there's Bill. Okay, I see what's happening over here.
Yeah, they're doing a phenomenal job. Phenomenal job with the CBA. We couldn't be more happier to be a part of cooking in a competition like that, and we look forward to doing many more.
Hey, big shout out to Fred right now. Also, dude, you are killing your videos right now. Anybody out there that's watching that wants to get an idea of what some of these comp guys are doing, you need to follow Fred right there, because he is laying down a master class on some of the videos he's putting out, and they are phenomenal.
Do a little shaking.
Oh man, it's so good.
Hey guys, Pit Life came in. They said, what's going on? Great job at Austin this weekend. And there was a total of 230 teams.
230, man.
Yeah.
Nice. Okay. Hey, I'm not mad at it, man. 18th overall. I mean, dude, we were hoping for the top 20. That's kind of where we were kind of pushing ourselves to be, if not better. So just falling at 18, I feel like we accomplished what we wanted to do. Serve great barbecue. Obviously, we got to work on the boxing and some other things, and just, you know, there's some tweaks that we have to do. But all in all, I mean, damn, dude, it was a great weekend, and the weather was so weird. I mean, dude, it was 85, then like 30 degrees in the same day. It's weird. It's a weird, hard competition cook there.
And go ahead, John.
Go ahead, brother.
I was going to transition to a different subject, but go ahead if you have.
I was just going to say, Austin Rodeo is a blast, like it is every single year. We did the same thing. We went out there and killed it, and then had a blast with the Austin Smokeworks team and checking out some of those concerts and stuff. Can't wait to do it again next year.
Oh, yeah. I know, man. I know.
You talk about like a humbling experience. Like it was definitely a humbling experience for me. When we rolled out there Saturday night to go check out all the concerts, and it was fun. You know where I'm going with this, John? Yeah, it was so fun to go check out and see Pat Green. You got to see Kevin Fowler, Roger Krager, and the Dos Barachos. I mean, Gary P. Nunn, all that was great. But the one thing that really just kind of stuck in my mind, my memory, was we're sitting waiting over at the porta potties, and I don't know if somebody was in there or not. I think maybe Jan was in the bathroom, and this girl comes up and she's like, hey, yeah, and she's like, look, my friends say they got your boys or whatever. I don't remember how she worded it. She's like, I guess I got you. And I'm like, holy shit. I was like,
what?
Am I like,
I remember. Yeah.
Consolidation prize here? Yeah. Like, what is happening? I was like, I got you, like freaking Sonny and Cher.
So
like, no, I'm like, nah, I'm good. Like,
hey,
and she just kept hanging around, and finally you guys came around, like, what's happening? Like, she's like, where are you guys going? I'm like, I don't,
not with you,
not with you. Like, what's happening? It's like, and I was like trying to think. I was like, I gave her a name, like a cook-off lizard. You know what lot lizards are, or whatever.
Right, dude. Don't say that, bro. Don't say that. Come on, man. That's not right.
It was terrible. It was terrible. Yeah. But you know what? She put me in my place. I was humbled a little bit, but it's all right. We're going to rebuild. We're going to be back better again. Whatever the terminology is. So but we're going to move past this. Grabbing the brisket. Hey, John, can you hand me a beer? I think I'm out here.
Yeah, there it is. James, I don't think I'd ever heard the terminology barbecue lizards before, but hey, thank God you threw it out there.
Coined the term.
Yeah.
Can I get one of those Voodoo Rangers? I'm gonna try one of those.
Yeah. Hey, yeah, go ahead.
I was at the Houston Livestock Show and Rodeo, like probably the 5 million other people that have been at the Houston Livestock Show and Rodeo over the last couple of days. But I saw something pretty interesting. It's in the bottle, John. I don't know if you see it or somewhere in there. I saw something pretty interesting where we were at the NRG arena, visiting the Stockman Club there. But outside of the arena, they have some show animals. I don't know if oh, there it is. Thanks, guys. And I don't know what animals they're showing, but outside of it, they had several teams. I guess it's high school teams around this area that kind of set up to do this competition in a row. I think there's a couple of pictures that you can pop up in there. And from what I gather, it's a build. These teams get, I guess, drawings, schematics on to build this project. Yeah, don't worry, Jan. We'll figure it out. they get the drawings, they get all the. I think they get a tutor, they get somebody that comes in there, some tradesman that knows the ins and outs of doing all this fabbing and machining and welding and all that stuff like that. So you got 5 teams that kind of put their stuff together. It's all the same build, but I took a picture of the Pearland High School turn in there. It was just looked pretty cool to me.
No, yeah. So you're exactly right, James. They have they got a set of drawings, set of ISOs, and everything has to be to scale, right? So they've got to build this thing one off, put it together, and the team that does it the best, that's most accurate, wins this thing. But this is a barbecue pit.
Yeah.
I'm not sure how well that thing's going to flow, but it is a barbecue pit, and they did a good job.
Yeah, it's just
guessing.
A lot of valves, a lot of
yeah, I don't know. Yeah. It's cool.
A lot of brackets there. I mean, what they're all the same, but just slightly a little different. They're able to put the little touches and spins on it. But I didn't take a picture of all the other schools because I went to Pearland High School, so I was kind of showing them a little bit of love. So anybody out there, Pearland High School, all the kids that were involved in making this project here, hey, kudos to you. It looked badass. Man, this is awesome.
Oh, that's great, man. That's great right there. Yeah, that's the I guess that's kind of some of the criteria they had to go through.
Correct.
They put together a safety program. They had to this is essentially like a project managing 101 for anything going on in the plants or any project, any construction company.
Right.
This is what you're going to be doing. So it's great experience, I guess.
They put like a safety manager in there, just like going around, just like
put your eye pro on. Those steel toes. Yeah, right. I know. I could just see it.
Hey, James came in. James Dotson. He said, "Nice to meet you in Houston."
Yep. Hell
hey,
yeah.
Cheers, brother.
Hell yeah.
We had a little mail call. Can I talk about what we got in the mail?
Let's do it.
What I got in the mail? I guess we got it in the mail, but it went to my house. So I didn't bring it in because it came on a pallet. I posted this on our stories a couple weeks ago, but I have not had a chance to open. I still haven't had a chance to put it together yet. I opened up the boxes and whatnot. It's a new VP 230 from Backmaster. So we've been playing with that other one for pushing a year now.
Yeah.
This is a big one. So I don't even know how.
I want to vacuum seal my dog or something. This is going to be legendary. Oh man, this
should be able to vacuum seal brisket. So guys, if you want to put in an order for a brisket, just Raul's going to put a link down below. Let's just start taking orders, and we're going to ship it all over the world.
Anyways, I'm excited to play with this thing. It did come with I got one of those aluminum workbench table.
Aluminium.
Yeah, foil.
Okay.
Excited about that. That's all we got for the mail call. But Ari, Backmaster, thanks. We appreciate it. Got some content coming with that for sure.
No, I mean, I cannot wait to just first of all, and I know you guys have seen the Backmaster out there, and just for the ones who haven't seen it, it's a vacuum sealer that creates essentially like a perfect vacuum or a space. You know, it's the opposite of any oxygen or anything else, and the like water, a beer, anything, any liquid you put in there will immediately boil for about 2 seconds, and then all of a sudden it seals. So you can literally seal beers and make your own self adult Capri Suns or anything else you want to do. I mean, it's a phenomenal piece of equipment, and the sealing factor is great, but also the marinating on those things are phenomenal. So using that you want to do a quick marinade, the way that it works, because it creates that seal, it creates that vacuum, and then it keeps ramping up and ramping down for about 10 to 15 minutes. And as it's doing that, it's allowing that product that you're trying to marinate with just kind of penetrate the meat itself. So I can tell you right now, it works. I was kind of skeptical about it, but damn, it was good. Really good.
I actually read that like the force that gets put on the meat is similar and equal to the force of an elephant, just like stepping onto it,
really,
and then back off again.
Yeah, so that's what
at least that's what I thought I read somewhere.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
It's true. If James said it, it's true.
Exactly.
And that's how it is. These are truths we're telling you. Truth bombs.
All right. Well, here's that. Real quick, this has got some hot off the grill barbecue news. Brought to you by the NBBQA and Barbecue News Magazine. Just one little thing, and it's from the Barbecue News Magazine. Their Sauces of Honor competition is going on right now. now's your chance to get your barbecue sauce in. If you make barbecue sauces, whether you're doing it, what do you call it? Whether it's on the shelves in the grocery store, or you're just doing it at the house, whatever it is, you can send those in. And what's the cutoff on this? Friday, April 11th. So
are you going to send your mustard sauce in, John?
I probably won't. But our
Are you
other
sure?
sauce that you completely skimmed over.
I know, the
we had,
tomato sauce.
Yeah, I got a fifth out of I literally, I don't think I've ever really done barbecue sauce before. And I was just like, let me just try this shit. Fifth place, there was like 50 teams in that one. So
right. Is that the one we dumped like a shit ton of like boom seasoning from Amp?
We may have.
We did.
Okay.
Yeah. We used the Amp seasoning in there for sure.
Well, it's good stuff. So
yeah.
Let's go.
There's our secret. Thanks for sharing that, James.
Yeah.
Sauces of honor. Get yours in there. There'll be a link down below for y'all to get in on that. That's what I got. Hot off the grill barbecue news.
Hey, y'all didn't show these beautiful pictures.
No, we did not.
Yes. That's sexy right there.
Dude, sexy and you know it. No, dude, the pits work phenomenal out there. We cooked on the smaller one, the 250. We cooked on June.
Yep.
And it ran like a champ. One log every, 45 minutes. It just seemed to just chew it up and was ready to go. So yeah, it was definitely a game winner. And that's something that we talk about privately amongst ourselves is trying to give a little bit of a smoke bath. I mean, we all have the drums and we've got, the pellet grills and we've got Weber's and the charcoals. So we've got a bunch of stuff in our arsenal, but it's just hard to reproduce that offset smoke flavor. And so that's something that we kind of went to this year was running a 2 hour or 3 hour or even a 4 hour smoke bath, and then transitioning over to another piece of equipment to maintain that temperature, to add, and it's all in stages. So that thing ran like a champ. I mean, it was money. Austin Smoke Works, they built one hell of a pit.
Yeah, it didn't get old. Well, there's a few times where you're in the middle of doing a competition and you're trying to box, you're trying to sauce, you're trying to pull, you're trying to do all this stuff. And then people are coming up like, man, dude, hey, that's a badass pit. And then you're like, okay, one of us feels kind of obligated. Okay, let me go over there and just say hello, because I mean, yeah, dude, it's a cool pit, and we appreciate you guys stopping in and checking in and saying something, and then wanting to get a picture with it, and wanting to get come on in, man, take a picture of it. So that was really cool to be able to be part of that, be able to experience that while we're in the most like life altering times of our lives, like pull the chicken, get the chicken on, pull the rib. Right. You know what I mean? It's like,
yeah, it is a great pit. Yeah. You're right.
I was telling Carlos, I saw Carlos there in the comments, Charlie King Jr. He was I was telling him at work, it's like, man, I miss doing it. We're gonna start getting out there and doing a little bit more of these competitions. But it's anxiety and excitement and everything just rolled up into one when you're going through it and trying to get it done and boxed and put off, a little sigh of relief, and then you start it all over again and you go to town, and then all of a sudden it's awards and you're waiting to get that call, and then when you get that call, you there's a little bit of like, damn, all right, all that hard work, all that practice kind of paid off. So cheers to anybody and everybody out there that are doing barbecue competitions. Cheers to all the backyard cooks out there that are throwing it down, just making some badass food, because I mean, ultimately that's where we all came from, with just backyard cooks throwing down for our families and friends. And somebody said, that's badass. You should do that competition wise. And here we are. So let's go, guys.
Cheers.
I don't know, what's everybody drinking out there? Is anybody drinking out there on a Thursday? I'm sorry if you're catching this late on a Sunday night podcast episode. So what are you drinking?
Yeah, that's right.
Well, while they think about that and type in their answers, let me just say today's episode is brought to you by Chicks That Smoke Spicy Barbecue Seasoning, our favorite versatile seasoning that elevates any dish, from smoked meats to roasted veggies, even popcorn. Whether you're grilling, smoking, or cooking in your kitchen, Chicks That Smoke will kick up the flavor. Chicks That Smoke Spicy Barbecue Seasoning, available at sucklebusters.com or through the link in the episode description.
I love the way you read it.
Dude,
It's like you read it in a way like you just want to get through it.
No, I was reading it. I was trying to be like excited.
Yeah, that's not what I got.
No?
But
Okay.
yeah, you got to work on your inflection.
I'll work on my inflection.
Yeah,
I will say I use the shit out of that rub. That's not a secret.
Yeah.
No, 100%. Hey, listen, I'm going to gloss over this. This is something that we've been working on now for about, I guess, 2 years. Is about 70 or maybe 90 different rubs or a combination of rubs. But this last cook-off, we actually put together a couple of different rubs combinations, and we use those almost in every single dish that we put out. It performed well. I mean, overall, and maybe there's some tweaking here and there, but dude, they were good. It was just the ribs were good. The brisket was some of the best brisket we've made in a long time. So I feel like that seasoning just really performed a lot better than I thought it was in a competition. So
yeah, a couple more years of tweaking, we'll be ready for market.
I don't know about that. No, maybe we never go to market with it. Maybe it's just ours. Maybe it's what we do. I mean, who knows?
It could be. It could be that.
Yeah. I think we're pretty close to getting our guest on. Raul stepped out for a second, but
we haven't even introduced or even talked about our interview coming up here in about 4 or 5 minutes.
No, that's right. So we have tonight. We have the BBQ Daddies coming on. These guys they really remind me of one. It's just a great competition team. You can tell they have fun. They're serious. And they're a force to be reckoned with. And these guys are coming off one of the biggest wins, probably of their career, which is the American Royal. I think they got the first place in brisket for sure, and cannot wait to dive into just the
secrets.
Yeah, just what it took. Obviously, what it took to get to that point right there, and obviously, I think they knew that this was an opportunity for them, and they were not going to shy away from it. But I've been following these guys for a little bit on social media, and yeah, it was really good just watching them kind of just celebrate. And they had some really good videos they did afterwards that they posted about the American Royal and just having the trophy sitting in the background and everything else. So yeah, just can't wait to have these guys come on. So.
Do you guys want to crack open these beers real quick before he jumps on here? And
yeah,
pop them up a little bit.
Let's do it.
Hey guys, we're not only a barbecue, we're also a beer podcast. Every week we dissect and bring on a new beer to try and taste. Sometimes we get some in the mail. Sometimes we have to go out and spend our hard-earned money, but it's okay. We're willing to sacrifice our livers and our kidneys to do so to bring you. Yeah, John only has one kidney, but to bring you what we think is a great or a not so great beer. So, yeah, hell yeah, let's do this, man.
Yeah, this is the grab them in the brisket
beer review. There it is, man.
And I got a mixed pack of the hard Mountain Dew drinks. I don't know. Zero sugar, so you know they're good.
Hard sodas, watermelon. I got flavored watermelon over here, guys.
How do you see what it is?
That's the original, I believe, Mountain Dew flavor. This is the Baja Blast, and that's the
live wire.
Live wire.
Live wire.
I'll trade off a watermelon.
You want to go?
Yep.
Okay.
There it is.
Okay. Well,
perfect.
I'm not a big whatever that is. I'll do the watermelon.
Okay.
I'm excited for these.
Dude,
Jesus,
it looks like Mountain Dew.
This is what you bring to work like at lunch. Listen,
this is the lunch drink.
This is at lunch.
I was gonna put these in my kids' lunch.
You open up your case. You're like, "Well, I didn't know there was alcohol in that. It says Mountain Dew on it."
Dew. My
sorry,
kid packed my lunch.
Yeah.
Look,
doing the Dew.
Sorry, boss man.
James, are you drinking? No, it's just it's a hard soda.
Yeah, I'm going hard today, boss.
Yeah, it just means it doesn't have any sugar.
Yeah, this
smells like a Jolly Rancher.
Okay. 5% alcohol by volume. It definitely says they make a point to put 21 plus on it, which if it was me looking at this on a work day, I'd be like 21 calories. That's what I would just I would just how do you want to say that? I would I can't say the word. But anyways, I would just say I'd correlate that with saying, hey, it's fine to drink at lunch. It's good.
Hey, have anybody in the gallery there tried these hard Mountain Dews?
Yeah, I like how they're going with like the
It's not a
MC.
beer.
They're going the MC route with the like their like motorcycle club patched up with the 5%er patch on it. So that's
oh dude. Yeah,
Show it up,
100%, man.
James.
100%.
These have
Show the
zero
can.
bubbles. Zero bubbles when you pour these.
Yeah.
Oh, it legit looks like a Mountain Dew, huh?
yeah.
Dude,
And you got a little patch on the back.
I'm telling you right now, yeah, my kids could drink these things. This is flavorful. This is like a punch or a it's like a kid's drink.
It's like a jungle juice. That's what it tastes like.
Really?
Yeah.
Like,
Like you get on the booze cruise.
Yeah. Dude, it's flat. There's no bubbles.
It's definitely
It's super flat. It's like water. It's like flavored Mountain Dew with no
It's like you made a mixed drink yesterday and left it out, and then you got it cold again. And
yeah, there's no carbonation.
Yeah.
But man, a lot of flavor in that though.
Right. You're a kid.
Damn.
You're a kid in the morning. You wake up, your parents partied or whatever. They had a party, and then there's like a little glass in there where you're like, I'm just gonna take a little sip of this. That's you got leftover like something, Boone's Farm, something mixed with Sprite. I don't know.
That's great.
I thought it'd be worse.
All right, let's bring our boys in.
Let's bring them in.
What's up, guys?
Dude, what's up, brother?
Oh man, just living the dream. I'm cooking all day today, actually. So I went to bed about 5 o'clock this morning. Actually, I was cooking all night last night. I went to bed about 5 o'clock this morning and got up at 8 o'clock and started getting ready to serve basically a brisket sandwich benefit little catering I did for a family friend. So I'm running on fumes, but happy to be here.
Man, hey, listen, on a time like this, you got to go to the kitchen, go inside the refrigerator, pop yourself a cold beer, right? I mean, let's go, man.
We got it.
And he's got the mountains are blue. That's what I'm talking about, dude.
Oh, they are blue. They're blue.
Come on, dude.
Yeah.
So,
Hey, everybody, this is James grabbing the brisket here. As we mentioned before, we got Kyle from BBQ Daddies here with the Grabbing the Brisket show. These guys coming off a recent success of landing down the first place brisket at the American Royal. Hey, Kyle. Hey, we appreciate you taking time out of your schedule and being with us and
there it is.
Yeah. And enjoying a couple of beers with us, delinquents. How you been, bud?
Man, I've been good. You know, I do just want to right off the rip here say, you know, it's not a one-man band. My two really good buddies, one of them was my brother-in-law, Ryan Hester, and then my good buddy, Brandon Anderson. We're a team, guys. And we started this thing together. So the BBQ Daddies is not the Kyle Speicher show. We're a team. I think the boys were trying to make it on this evening, but it's kind of status quo with the BBQ Daddies right now. We all got, you know, young babies and work is hectic. So just trying to wrap our hands around barbecue and what that next step is going to be. But like I said, man, I'm tickled to death to be here and hanging out with you guys, and congrats on a heck of a weekend down in Austin.
Thank you, brother.
Thank you. Appreciate
That's a huge accomplishment. I know a lot of teams that were down there, and the way you guys finished overall is huge. So that's awesome.
No, man, we appreciate it, brother. We appreciate it. Hey, just kind of watching you guys over the last couple of years come on, and you know, there was I don't know what point y'all started making videos or started just showcasing y'all's barbecue like in it, but it's probably about the time that I found you guys and started just watching you. Obviously, it's a grind and everything else, but just kind of talk about a little bit about like what it took just to even go to the American Royal and think, hey, I've got a chance there.
Yeah. So first things first, like we started this thing as just buddies who, I mean, really, I probably let my ego get the best of me, right? Because I worked at a barbecue restaurant through college, and I can't tell you how much barbecue that I have cooked that was mass produced, below average probably. And I get out there on the competition trail with my buddies, and we decide to, you know, first it was an IBCA event in Whitney, Texas, and we decided to basically we had like 4 pellet grills out there, man, and we had the loudest generator on earth. And I've told this story quite a bit, but it was kind of humbling because we get out there, we're like, hey, yeah, man, we know everything. We're gonna get out there, we're gonna tear this thing up. And the head judge, Judy Keeney, asked at the beginning of the competition, hey, is there any new cooks here? And we raised our hands. And there was a couple people that came up and said, hey, do you guys have any questions, anything? And my ego got in my way, and I said, oh no, we got this, man. I don't have any questions. I'm good to go. And I think we started drinking at about 7 o'clock, and we had the beer funnel out. We were just tearing it up, man.
That's what I'm talking about. Yes. This is us, man.
Yes.
This is us right here.
And I mean, I never went to bed. Come about like 5 o'clock in the morning. The brisket's still not done. It looks like a dang meteorite. It's just it's a disaster. And I see everybody just now starting to like get up and come out of their trailers, and I had no idea what was going on. I was thinking these guys hadn't even been cooking all night. But I'm half drunk. I'm hungover, and I'm cooking like crap. And we got our butt kicked, man, bad. Got our butt kicked bad. I just remember sitting there at awards, like, and they were calling out, the tickets, and chicken goes, no call.
Yeah.
Ribs go, no call. Brisket goes, no call. And I was like, man, we just got our tail kicked. And I remember talking to Ryan and Brandon, and all 3 of us were like, we're running it back. This is not going to happen again. We're running it back. Yep. So we go out. It's like a month and a half later, we go out and we cook another one. And we do the same thing. We are just boozing it up, just just burning the parking lot up, and we get our butt kicked again. So at that point in time, we were cooking out of a pop-up tent, and we sat around in our camp. Everybody had pretty much left the cook-off at that point. We were just sitting there talking, and we were like, hey, you know what? The next competition, let's just try to show up a little earlier and just go hard, like from the time we get there, and then just try to get in bed a little bit earlier. And we did that, and we started our performance the next day, did a little bit better. But we still weren't the same guys. Were just kicking our tail, man. They're just tearing us up. I'm like, hey, who's this Weedham Boys barbecue guy? Ricky Bokenegger, phenomenal cook up here in North Texas.
Yep.
I was like, how can this guy keeps killing us? Limp Brisket, James Dodson. I was like, James and Erica Dodson. I was like, these guys always get their name called. What's going on? And so we decided we were going to go judge, man. And have you guys ever judged before?
Oh yeah.
Great idea.
Yeah.
Great idea.
We recommend it to everybody trying to get into it.
Yeah. I mean, if there's any new cooks that are watching this, like, take the time to go sit down, go to your local sanctioning body, pick a sanctioning body that you want to cook with. That's what I would do first. And then go and judge a competition and see if you can get the head judge to let you judge final table of a meat. Or sometimes if it's a smaller cook, they're looking for judges, and they'll let you sit on multiple rounds at final table, whether it be chicken, ribs, and brisket. But Brandon and I went and did that, and I was like, man, this is so much different than what we're turning in. It was like a game changer. And after the awards at Cleveland, we sat and watched the awards. And after awards, we were walking, and I saw all these dang barrels sitting around everywhere. And I was like, man, everybody's cooking on these barrels. We're cooking on these pellet grills. We had a pellet grill go out on us also between that time and a different competition. And I was like, you know what, let's try cooking on these drums. And so I talked to a guy. His name was Justin West, Hat Creek Q. I said, hey, man, where'd you get this barrel? And he actually was the owner of Short Rib Drum Smokers.
Nice.
At the time. So it was like the perfect guy to talk to about the barrels, the drum smokers. So we ended up buying a couple drums from Justin, and we actually ended up developing a pretty good relationship with Justin, and we actually shadowed Justin in a class, man. So that kind of built we got a timeline. We got a whole lot more organized, and we got to kind of see how an experienced competition cook goes about it. And I'm telling you, we took notes and we meant business while we were there. And from that point on, we've just been, when we show up to a competition, we're on a mission, and we're still having a great time. You know, I promise you guys, we're having a great time. But we set that actual next competition after that class we took, we hit a first place chicken, and it was just hook, line, and sinker.
That's all.
We were hooked, and so we decided. I just remember after that competition, we laid the calendar out. We planned it out. You know, our wives are you know, we're either some of us are either trying to start a family, or I think Brandon had a new baby. We put all the cards on the table and said, hey, look, here's the competitions, wives, here's the competitions we're going to go cook. Figure it out. This is what we're going to do as a team. And we went on a good little run there, and it took us a while to hit our first GC. I mean, have you guys hit a GC yet?
We have, yeah.
It's been a while.
Okay.
Yeah.
How long did it take you guys to get y'all's first?
No, it did take a while.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, it's
not
it takes a minute, right? And so
Yep.
we started documenting everything and making TikTok videos, and we would do like BBQ Daddies 2023 quest for GC tour, and we would write that on our whiteboard, and we'd make videos at the competitions, and I'm telling you, some of the stupid stuff we would post. Like I made a video with a package of dude wipes that got like 30-something thousand views.
I remember it. Yeah.
And so that just kind of shows you the kind of team that we have, and how it's completely just, we're there to have fun, but we want to win when we're cooking. So
yeah.
And then we ended up actually on 2024 we were on a tear, man. We were winning, and I think we won the cook that qualified for the American Royal for the Invitational, because we always said as a team, one of our goals was, hey, we want to qualify for the Invitational at the American Royal. We don't want to go cook. We don't want to go up to Kansas City and just cook the open. We only want to go if we qualify for the Invitational.
Yep.
Right. So we won the Red River Shootout in Ardmore, Oklahoma. I think we hit like first chicken, first ribs, fourth brisket that day, and won that cook off. And so that kind of sealed our ticket to Kansas City. Never cooked a KCBS before. So we had this big plan of, hey, we're going to go cook KCBS, and we're going to do all this stuff. But my son was born March 28th of 2024. So it was, hey, got a brand new baby here. How the heck am I going to, this is our first kid. How are we going to figure out how to go cook a KCBS being in North Texas that they're not exactly prevalent? I mean, there's not a whole bunch of KCBS right in our backyard. So, yeah, man, we actually went to Kansas City and never even cooked a KCBS. So,
nice.
That was a complete learning experience for us from the rip.
So I everything you're saying right now really reminds me of a lot of us getting started as a team and kind of running through it. I mean, we would throw hellacious parties. I mean, we would have, some of these cook-offs we would go to, we could have 200 or 300 people show up at a party, and geez, that's what it was, and there came a point in time, I think John and James were really kind of the guys that kind of said, hey man, listen, you want to be successful, you can't drink. I mean, it's just not going to work. I mean, you can have a few beers here and there. Game day is no drinking. And really, truthfully, we still do that to like today. I mean, it's not something like, and there's always like, around 12 or 1 o'clock, I'm always the one that cracks a beer, and then I look over, and then John's like, we're not drinking yet, and I'm like, but I just kind of want this one beer, I just want this one. But just between that and then honestly, just kind of getting started and whatever else. I mean, the tips and the tricks there. I mean, taking a class, going and judging. These are things that we have been preaching for years.
Yeah,
it helps people out. If you want to get further, go figure out what somebody else is doing that's successful and take a class. Spend some money and invest into what you're doing, because if you're not, it means you're just investing into a party, and you just have no idea of how to get that next level. And until social media came out, and here lately, everybody's kind of spilling the beans, and it's so much more open than it ever has been. But as far as like people take pictures of their boxes now. So
Yeah.
so you can see what a box looks like, and you can see, okay, I see the thickness, I see how they're laying it out. Now you don't know the texture, you don't know the taste or what the profile is, and you won't know that until you go judge a few and go, oh my God, I'm way off the mark here. I was going for a completely a salt and pepper, a coarse ground salt and or a kosher salt and a number 16 mesh black pepper. If that's what you're trying to do, I'm not going to say you're not going to be successful. I'm just saying you're not going to be. There's way more flavor profiles going into a brisket with the injections and everything else that you're probably going to miss out on.
Yeah, you won't be consistent.
No, and you're right, you won't. And I think that's what a good winning team does, is they're able to reproduce and recreate that week after week or month after month. And you're so consistent with it because everybody knows exactly what the flavor profile they're looking for is, right? So hey, so how many classes have you guys done?
So we just did that one, right? Okay. Well, I take that back. We did another one with Justin and then James Dodson, and Erica Dodson and Bobby Oliver. He's a world champion dessert. We went and did a class with them, and it was somewhat repetitive, but it was really, we want to support those guys, and they're phenomenal cooks. So even though like we already taken the class with Justin, I mean, you can learn more and more each time, right? And then just seeing like James and Erica's spin on stuff, like that's so much. That's a new perspective. That's a new. I don't really care about the recipe, to be honest with you, because I think that flavor profiles change, right? But if you kind of hone in on the techniques, okay, like, hey, what are they doing? Like, where are they temping that chicken? What, you see what I'm saying?
I agree.
Exactly. Like just little simple stuff like that. And it's stuff that you'll overlook. And I think people get way too hung up in the recipe because it's at the end of the day, like I said, the flavor profile does change, right? I mean,
you're exactly right. And James, I think you want to say something. Go ahead.
No, well, I was gonna talk about the dynamics, the roles that you and your teammates play with each other. Do you have a defined role, or are you guys all just pitching in and doing something? Do you have a separate protein, or how do you guys approach it?
Man, to be honest with you, like everybody asks that, and it's like we do everything together, man. We have a timeline, and it's our Bible, right? That's like awesome. It's not like I'm not going to sit here and tell you like, yeah, when I signed head cook Kyle Speicher on the thing, like I'm telling you guys, we're a team from the get-go. And it's like, honestly, I love Outlaw Barbecue Association because they say barbecue daddies, they say the team name. Like, I don't like organizations that just say the head cook's name because it's like, hey man, I got my buddies here. Like we're a team, you know. I love it when they say our team name. Right. So we don't have a chicken guy. We don't have a ribs guy. We don't have a brisket guy. We're all one band, you know? And I think we embrace that, you know. And I will tell you this, like there's different dynamics within our team though. Right. So like I am kind of, I'm trying to be as openly honest. I get a little stressed out and like, I'm so competitive. Ryan is like calm, cool, collective. Like you cannot bother Ryan, my brother-in-law. You cannot that dude. So it's like yin and yang. And then Brandon's like, he's like our man. He's like, here's our timeline. Hey man, if I start doing something different, he's like, hey man, we didn't do that last time. So me and Brandon have this thing back and forth. Like I'm like, oh no man, but I think we should do this. And then the wheels start turning. And then Ryan's like, you're like, I don't know. It's just such a good dynamic, man. Like it's great. Like I love cooking with them. I love cooking with my buddies, man. You know? So, we do like everybody taste everything. Right. So we if we're going to add like a finishing dust and want to make it spicier or sweeter or whatever, or if it's missing something, we make that decision as a team. And we actually try to make sure our food's done just on our timeline a couple minutes earlier, just because we got 3 guys tasting everything and 3 guys talking it out in the trailer.
It sounds just like us.
No, I'm telling you, man, you guys remind us a lot of us. Just whatever else. Hey, the name Barbecue Daddies, because listen, I wanted to play a intro in here earlier, which was that
Yeah.
It was that okay, daddy, whatever. I'm like, who thought of barbecue daddies? Like, where did that come from?
Okay. So
Come on, man.
okay, so man, we were all trying to start a family, right? And so it's like, hey man, how are we gonna do this barbecue thing and be daddies at the same time? That's kind of how the name came about. But it's like at one point in time, at that same time when we were coming around, it was like there was a trend where it's like you do something on social media and then like people like or like a girl's like, oh, that's daddy, right? But it was like,
oh no, I know. Yeah.
you know, so so that's kind of how it came about. I mean, and it's stuck. We're die hard. That name's not going to change. So I don't care. We'll be the barbecue daddies till the day we die, so we are going to change our colors though, but we're going to go to like a Kubota orange and black just because we all like that color scheme. So
the artwork, did y'all have that done, or who came up with the artwork for that?
So man,
it's clean, by the way.
Brandon actually did all the work on it.
Okay.
But we were sitting around one day just having a beer at a cook-off, and we were like, man, our logo needs to have like a pissed off bull with like a beer in his hand, And so I don't know how he came up with he worked his magic on it, and Brandon got it worked out with an artist, and they came up with it. I don't know what website or how we did it. That was totally him. And we were like, hey man, I love it. It actually evolved because we added the Texas in the background on our new logo, but that's totally Brandon. So
James is kind of our artist here. And he created this logo that you see, and then we had an art guy come through and finish it out or whatever else. It's not the first one that he's done. We've got other teams out there that he's done the logo for them as well. I mean, which is our art guy. So when I saw y'all's, I was just like, all right, let me just ask a question. You know what I mean?
Yeah. That's cool, man. I like y'all's logo as well.
Yeah, it has that Back to the Future look a little bit. Right? That was the.
I've been a fan of y'all's show for a long time. You guys picked my story for a barbecue fail one time, and you sent me a bottle of Chicks That Smoke.
Nice.
Yeah, it was like 2 years ago, but yeah.
Really?
Dude,
hell yes. Hey, awesome. You know what? Listen, I'm just glad somebody got some seasoning, because I'm always like, did they get the seasoning?
Oh, I got it. I got it.
Perfect.
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, that's great, man.
Talk about game day. Trying to get into the mindset of you guys. Saturday, cooking is in full swing. Are you guys jamming out to music or no music? What's the vibe like?
Oh yeah. So like I said, game day for us really starts on, like, if turn-ins on Saturday, game day for us starts on Friday after the cooks meeting, right? So here's what we do. We show up to the cook-off. We try to get there as early as possible. Like I said, our schedule's pretty packed a lot of the time, but we'll get to the cook-off a lot of times around like 5 o'clock ish, and cooks me's not till 7. So we get set up real quick, and meat, everything's trimmed like standard competition stuff. Everything's trimmed, ready to rock and roll. And so we'll hang out and start boozing, and we have a team Guinness. We drink Guinness, pints of Guinness. I don't give a shit if it's excuse my language, if it's 110 degrees outside. That's our lucky thing. We drink Guinness, team Guinness, right? And we'll hammer it all the way till cooks meeting, and then right after cooks meeting, we go on the trailer. We shut the door. We have like a chicken injection song that we listen to, a rib injecting song that we listen to, and a brisket injecting song that we listen to. And we've got a pretty loud speaker in our little trailer. So, I mean, we're jamming out in there, having a good time. So
nice.
We start there, and then, we try to get in bed. Our rule is you can't win a GC on Friday night, but you can lose one, right? Like, we've kind of already touched on that. So we try to get in bed by like 11:30, 11 o'clock. Boom. Like that's our cutoff. And then, cause I'm getting up we're all getting up at like 5:30 ish. So that's plenty of sleep for us to rock and roll. So
no, you're hey, listen, so this last weekend, we all had a very similar plan. Our timetable was 4:30.
Yeah.
to get up. But I had gotten up at 3:30, and then I thought it was 4:30, and I got up and I walked around, and I was like,
You got up to pee. Don't give me
and
that
I was
shit.
like, oh man, it's 3:30. I need to. I'll be back in a minute. So I went down, lay down again. No, dude, I got up at 7 a.m. I was like, oh my god, it was so bad. And every time I talked to John, John was like, well, you didn't get up till 9 a.m. And then like an hour later, he was like, well, you didn't get up till 11 a.m. I mean, I was like, dude, I got up at 7 a.m. I've been grinding all day, like just as much as you have. And he's like, no, you haven't. And I was like, hey, listen, I had to eat crow. I know I did. But you're exactly right. You can definitely lose a competition on a Friday night. And it's practice makes perfect. Being prepared and being able to reproduce week in, week out, that's what makes somebody successful, and understanding like anybody can get lucky at one time, right? You turn a piece of protein in and somebody hits a fifth place or a third place or a first place chicken. You're like, okay, that's what it is. But if you didn't do it under like, I guess, good like an atmosphere as far as like no alcohol and just remembering the steps and everything else, you're not going to be able to reproduce that. And,
Right. You gotta have a plan.
Yeah, that's exactly right. And it's like that's what it takes to be successful. It's been cool watching you guys because I mean, obviously you're not new to it. The grind is the grind, and we've all been kind of going through the last couple of years. For us, it's been longer, probably close to 20 years for James and I cooking, but not the way we cook now. And I think we've talked about this in the past as far as like, cooking, competing in competitions 20 years ago. It wasn't like this. This is a complete sport now. And 20 years ago, it was a bar cook-off, or it was a dad's club cook-off, or it was it was just something that in your city you did. It wasn't that competitive. I mean, you had great cooks, but the people that can reproduce that week in and week out, that's who's successful. And this last week, I'm not sure if you had a chance to cook against Bill Purvis with chicken fried, but he is an amazing cook. And I
know Bill. He's a great guy too.
He's a phenomenal human being.
Yeah.
And he just kicked everybody's ass.
Beat the brakes off us.
out at Austin, and it wasn't even close. It was like by 10 or more points.
Yeah.
He
had a heck of a day, man.
I'm telling you, man.
I saw it and I was like, man, and he's obviously, I mean, he's got 7 before, so he's been to the Jack. I mean, I know. He's a cook who's an absolute stud, and I think he does a good job of doing the little things, and that's kind of what separates, that's what makes you consistent, in my opinion, is just doing the little things. Like, hey man, how's my trim going to affect my box at the end?
Yep.
Little things like that. Like last year, and taking good notes. Like, hey, last year I did this. It didn't hit that well. Or 2 years ago I did this and it hit. I'm gonna try to rerun it back at in this area. I'm trying to throw that fastball back at them. So.
Yeah. It's definitely regional. 100%. And
I agree.
That's something else right there, is taking notes as far as like every cook-off. If you're really trying to compete and do the best you can, take notes in what you're doing and where you're at. Hey, I cooked this cook-off in this region. This is the recipe I ran. This is how I cooked it, versus just going in and going, no, I'm good. Because the greats go in and they know exactly where they're at. They know exactly what wood they're going to run. And they know the timetables down, and everything is flawless. I mean, it's great watching these guys. Aaron Leslie's
Aaron, yeah.
It's great watching these guys cook, man. It's awesome.
Absolutely, man. I think one thing that really helps us is how organized our timeline and everything. So come game day, like you said, is like, we're a well-oiled machine. Like we're not scrambling around. I know to the minute almost exactly what I'm going to do. There's even a little spot on my timeline that says, if brisket is not done yet, don't worry. And then there's a time on my timeline that says, if brisket is not done yet, you need to panic. So,
right.
I mean,
yeah. Right.
So It's like we got it down to a T on our timeline, really. So, and I think that just comes from cooking. You know, you don't get there and you don't build that until you just keep cooking and taking those notes and doing your thing that way.
That's awesome,
100%.
brother.
Hey, can we talk a little bit about your win there at the Royal?
Yeah.
Walk us through a little bit when you hear your name called, First Place Brisket, the emotions, the excitement. Can you just tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah. So I think they called for the invitation. I think they called like top 20 or 25. I don't remember. So it was pouring down rain. It was cold as hell. I mean, it was miserable. And before they started awards, they were doing the Barbecue Hall of Fame inductees.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Nope.
So we're sitting out there and they're doing the Barbecue Hall of Fame inductees, and it's not raining yet. And I swear we're the only dumbasses out there without a canopy. Like me, Ryan, and we had Blake Hairston, the owner of Short Rib Drum Smokers, one of our friends, and he's a sponsor of ours. He actually came out and was our extra pair of hands because Brandon couldn't be at the Royal because his wife has got some health issues right now. So, so we're all three sitting there, and it starts pouring down rain, and I felt so bad for the barbecue inductee people because they're just trying to get through their acceptance stuff and give everybody a hey, sorry y'all have to sit in the rain, and then they start calling awards, and it's like midway through chicken, everybody's under a canopy, and we're the only guys out in the damn field without a freaking canopy, and we're way in the back, right? And I'm just like, I am gonna thug it out through this storm. This is the lucky spot. We were so happy with all of our turn-ins. I was like, we're gonna see the lucky spot. We had a cooler full of Boulevard Wheat, a local Kansas City beer, just to give us a little extra stream of luck there, and we were just gassing beers out there in that infield. And so it's pouring down rain, and they go through chicken, no call. And like I said, I think they're calling top 20 or whatever. And ribs, no call. Pork, no call. And brisket, we knew, like, we have been on a tear on brisket, like just on an absolute tear. And we tried it. Ryan and I tried it in the trailer, and we were like, oh, that son of a bitch is good. Again, excuse my language. Sorry,
no, don't worry about it. No. Hey, we can say some bitch on this thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, but we were like, man, that damn thing's good. So we tried it, and I was like, okay, it tastes good. And my wife, like our whole family, flew up from Kansas City, and actually the company I work for, that they sponsored us and paid for, a lot of us going to Kansas City. And so they came up, and we're a really close company. It's like a family vibe. And so they came out and they were eating all of our leftovers, right? My wife is not a huge meat eater at all. And she was actually sitting in the truck feeding my son. So like awards are like what time? 6? We're at like what, 6 o'clock? We turned in at like 2 or whatever. So that brisket had been sitting out for an hour by the time my wife, I just saw Bud Brown's comment. That's a funny ass story too. But my wife was feeding my son, and so she gets to come in, and I give her like the scraps of the brisket, and I make her a little plate, and she eats it, and she said, hey babe, can you give me some more brisket? And when she said that, I got like goosebumps on my arm. I was like, oh no, she wants some more brisket. And I gave her that I said, do you like it? She said, this is the best brisket you ever made. And I was like, oh boys, we might be in for a good one.
Hey, don't play with me right now.
Yeah,
I don't need this. Come on.
I mean, I'm getting goosebumps thinking about her saying that, because she said that, and I was like, she either gave us the kiss of death, or we are, we're sitting pretty here. So we go to awards, and like I said, no chicken, no ribs, no pork. Here comes brisket. They start calling brisket, and they get in the top 10s. And Ryan leans over to me and he goes, we're about to GC this motherfucker with 21s.
Oh, nice. Okay.
And I said, okay. And we were laughing. She was like, hey, man, it's the big stage. It's our first time being here. And then they called First Place Brisket, and it was like, boom. We jumped up. You would have thought the roof blew off of that place, man. I mean, we were running down through there, just high-fiving on a dead run. We went from freezing cold to, warm as can be, in 2 seconds. And just unbelievable. I was just shocked, man. I knew it was good, but it was like, was it first place at the Royal good? So
right.
it was unbelievable, man. I mean, I want to inject that feeling into my veins every day.
Yes.
Honestly,
It gave me
but
goosebumps a little bit.
Obviously.
yeah,
I'm telling you, man. Hey, listen, next time you're like, hey, man, I need somebody to videotape this because I want to watch this. It just get hyped up before every cook off. You know, it's like just watching yourself do well. I mean, just reliving that moment. Obviously, on that kind of stage, that's something that we have not been able to do. And obviously, it's something that we really want. And we kind of took a back I guess a break, I guess, a little bit on just competing a lot and really got into the podcasting and the social media side. But now I look around at these guys right here and I'm like, they all want to compete now and they see it. So like literally we've been looking at the calendar for the rest of this year. Like, all right, we can do this, we can do this, we can do this. So yeah, we're definitely excited. I cannot wait to see you out there. Hopefully we can compete against you guys.
Yeah, I've been hoping that we could get linked up with you guys because we've messaged back and forth on TikTok in the past and like in comments and stuff. And it's like, man, these guys seem like that you guys vibe like just like we do as a team.
Yeah.
So I would love to see you guys at a competition and would welcome you guys to come by our camp and share a beer and some stories. I'd love to meet you guys in person. So
100%, brother.
We might bring you down. I'm just gonna.
We might bring you down. You know,
let's go, man. I love this.
Hey, really quick, talk about a little bit about brisket selection. Do you have a tip for that, or do you have a specific brand, or is it are people out there overthinking it too much? Do they have to go full scale and go with the Wagyu, or can they pop it with the primes?
I've got a rule. If it's a cook-off that's going to have more than 20 teams, historically, if you look back at the results, then I'm cooking a Wagyu no matter what. If it's a smaller cook-off, like, hey, this one's right down the road, it's only needs 15 to make a state championship.
Oh, we lost him.
Do it, isn't? We'll get him back in a second.
He's right there, I think.
No, that's you guys.
Oh, it's us. Dang.
What he was saying is if he has a prime, he is going to run the prime, like something that's really well marbled. And
there he
got
is.
him back.
Okay. Can y'all hear me okay?
We can. Yeah. We lost you for a second.
My iPad just died on me. I don't know what's going on there. So, but I'm on my phone. So sorry, but it's funny how my iPad died right when I was giving a brisket tip. So
hey, convenient.
We know how it is. We know. Like,
all right, we got enough time now.
You're breaking out.
Yeah, but I mean, I just think that like if you're going to a smaller cook-off, you can cook like a Costco prime, or a HEB prime if it has like a really thick, flat, and well marbled. I feel like you can get away with that. But at the end of the day, I mean, if you have the budget, like us as a team, I feel like is an advantage. Is every bit of our earnings we put into a team account, and if we win, we use that money towards our next competition. So it's been paying for itself. So it's been paying for the Wagyu brisket. It's been just kind of a well-run machine. But I totally get a cook who's like, hey man, I don't want to go cook an expensive, Snake River. I totally get it. I do have a rule. I will not order from, I don't care what company. I'm not ordering a brisket. I've just been, there's nothing worse than placing an order with a company and it comes in, you spent $200 something on a brisket and it's like, oh man, it's not any good. So I've just been burned before. So
same boat as us. I want to put my hands on it. So
exactly.
That's a great thing about partnering with great meat markets that's local and going there and putting your hands on the briskets. Also, we've got the RC Ranch, which is a neighbor of ours right down the street, a couple of miles. So ordering from those guys, but going to the market and going, hey, listen, I want to see every RC Ranch you have here or whatever else. But at the end of the day, I want to put my hands on it. I don't want to trust what's being sent out. And I will tell you this, 5 years ago, Snake River Farms, and they're a phenomenal group. Okay. And there's it's not nothing or not, right? I will say 5 years ago, I ordered a brisket from them, and it was the best brisket I'd ever seen in my life. And I think because they become a little more commercialized, and obviously they're breeding and everything else. It's I know it's the same. It just, to me, it has not been the same unless I can put my hands on it. And so that's
I agree with you
Yeah.
100%. I want to be able to look at the flat. I want to be able to, in my mind, measure, hey, after I trim this down, how's it going to look in the box? How thick is the flat? What's the fat cap look on the backside? Do I have a gash right here that I'm going to have to trim out? How's that going to affect after I trim that gash out, how's that going to affect the total thickness of my slice,
Yep.
Just little things like that. I don't really have a brand, man. Like we've cooked snakes, we've cooked Imperials, we've cooked Midlands, we've cooked them all, right? We've won a lot on snakes. We won the Royal on a snake black. So believe it or not, right out of the counter there at HEB, not the counter, wherever they have the fridge.
Yep.
There. Yeah, they're at HEB. So it went to HEB, actually found both briskets of ours for the Royal there, right there at HEB. So
God bless HEB, man. Jesus.
man, we are lucky. We are lucky.
I mean, Oklahoma doesn't know. I mean,
No.
Louisiana doesn't know. I mean, like, they don't know. They don't know what HEB is. I mean, they've been to them, but they don't know.
No, it's phenomenal, man. And like I try to tell people from out of state, because I've had a lot of people message me that are cooks, KCBS cooks that are from out of state. Hey man, where do you get your brisket? And I told them HEB, and they're like, man, we don't have that up here. I'm like, hey buddy, I'm sorry, man.
You might want to drive to Texas.
Yeah. Because I think a lot of people are ordering if they don't have, a HEB or a grocery chain that carries Snake River, they're ordering directly from Snake River. And Snake is probably the most winningest brisket and barbecue, or that's what their slogan is. But I mean,
yeah.
So
yeah, I would definitely believe it. Hey, listen, I know we're up against it here. If you would, can you please plug your social medias?
Yeah.
And just let everybody know where they can see your content, see you guys, support you guys, all your endeavors.
So we're at BBQ Daddies. It's BBQ and then DADDIES. We got a TikTok's probably our most active thing, so if you have a TikTok and you want to see some stupid videos, learn a little bit, check us out on TikTok. We've got a Facebook and an Instagram. That's really where we play. We're going to start getting into YouTube a whole lot more this year once we get some time freed up. We have a YouTube channel. It's BBQ Daddies again. It's got a little bull logo, so y'all come check it out.
Nice.
Perfect. We'll put some links down below for the listeners to find them.
Yeah, 100%, man.
Yeah, hey, shout out to Ryan and Brandon. Hey, sorry you couldn't make it.
Yeah.
Sorry you missed out, Ryan.
We're gonna have to get Barbecue Daddies 2.0 coming up here in the short future, so we can get everybody on board.
Yeah, if you guys ever come up to North Texas, let me know. Text me. Would love to cook a competition around you guys. We've actually taken some time off since the Royal, but the Daddies are coming back. We at one point in time we said we were going to retire if we won a world championship, and I consider the first place brisket world championship. I don't care what anybody says, but we're itching to cook. We are coming back. We just got to get the schedules lined up. So that's
North Texas. When you say North Texas, what are we referring to?
So like Dallas, Fort Worth area. That's we live in south of Fort Worth, kind of metro.
Okay. Yeah. So James and I grew up about an hour west of Fort Worth.
Okay.
Small town though, very small town. So Strawn, Texas.
I know I've been to Mary's Cafe. It's the best chicken fried steak on earth,
bro. I'm telling you, man. Yeah.
So
that's where we grew up.
Yeah.
So
awesome.
Cool. Hey man, appreciate you, brother.
Appreciate you, Kyle.
Yeah. Thank you, man.
We'll see you.
Yep,
right, brother. Have a good night. Great dude. Hoping to get a couple more brisket tips out of him. But it was convenient how his thing just cut out right there, wasn't it?
He was giving tips and he goes, and then somebody goes, dump that call. Yeah. That's how it is. You can't give them all the way in one episode we got to have him back on. And then
he's still sitting in the green room laughing right now.
Yeah, I'm sure. I'm sure.
And then we'll have, hey, well, so he's tight-lipped, but his boys will be on, and they'll be loose-lipped. We'll get all the tips and tricks from them.
We'll get them a little drunk ahead of time or something. We'll do this at a cook-off. Get them lubed up, and then
No, hey, pleasure.
Yakking.
Dude, I've been watching these guys for a couple of years now, and I've been telling you guys both about them or whatever else. So I was glad to see them that reached out, and it's phenomenal having you guys on. So yeah, thank you so much. John, you got a beer over there?
Yeah, we got some beers.
Yeah, I just need that. Me. I'm a little parched, John. I just can't. Yeah.
Well, we were talking briskets. We were talking Snake River Farms. I just want to give a real quick shout out to my boy Justin Yates over there. Just new owner of the Bay Area Meat Market here in Houston, Texas, just south of Houston, and he hooked us up with some Snake River Farms, and I thought they were pretty good.
They were great.
Yeah, had a good selection of them there. We could kind of go in and pick which ones we wanted. So I thought it was cool.
So Bay Area Meat Market holds a special place in my heart. I've known this place probably the last 15 years. I've been going there for the last 15 years. At one point, I used to service the fire protection in the building. And I would trade out the inspections and the services for actual meat. And
I remember that.
Yeah.
Let's get that set up again.
Dude, I'm telling you, man, let's go. So yeah, no, I cannot wait to see what Justin does with that, because he's a hell of a chef. Just to watch his place grow.
We got a barbecue win / barbecue fail. And this is from our friend Michelle Ogwen. I always say this wrong. Ogwen. Yes.
It's always Ogwen.
Yeah, is it though?
Yeah.
Okay. Someone put the Lysol spray cleaner next to the smoker, and when I went to spritz the chicken, let's just say hibiscus flavored Lysol is not something the judges like. Secured DAL chicken. You know what DAL means?
Yeah. I
Dead
do.
Ass last.
Yeah. Damn, dude.
Michelle,
Damn.
sorry to hear that.
That sucks, Michelle.
Hibiscus, you think that'd be a good flavor?
Hey, you know what, Michelle? You know what that is? That's a winner chicken dinner, right there.
But don't eat the chicken.
Yeah, right.
I think that's a felony.
Yeah, it might be. Yeah.
That might have been on one of the unsolved mysteries.
Hey, but you know what Michelle did do? By supporting the show, by writing in, giving us your brisket or your barbecue wins, your barbecue fills, you win. We all win by just learning. Don't spray Lysol on your meat. But you also win by a little sucker busters, right? Little sucker busters. Everybody wants some sucker busters. Yeah. I mean, so yes, go online, pick out your favorite sucker busters, and let us know what you think. Obviously, you don't have to do the chicks that smoke,
but you should,
because there's about 100 of them, and those guys are fantastic. But if you want to do a chicks that smoke, then let's do it.
Yeah. All right. Beer. We want to talk about this beer. Let's do some beer scores. I mean, we're using the term beer pretty loosely.
This is not a beer. This is like a
soda. 90-minute beer review.
Soda. Yeah. Hey, remember we did 90-second beer review and we almost got sued? Yeah. Oh, that was crazy.
We've got the Mountain Dew, hard Mountain Dew. I did the watermelon. You did
I got the live wire.
Yeah. James did the original. Nobody did the Baja Blast.
This is something. This is a Capri Sun for kids. You could try this real quick.
No, go for it. You're
good. Okay.
Is it a breakfast beer?
No, this is a
lunch beer.
This is a lunch beer. This is at lunchtime. You pull your thing open. You have a little just
peanut butter and jelly, maybe some Doritos.
Yeah. And then you drink your Mountain Dew, man. This is great. This is a great beer. This is a great soda. It's not a great beer.
Not a great beer.
It's a flat soda.
It's not a great soda or a great beer.
Okay.
But it's better than I expected.
It is better than I expected. The flavor is a 10 out of 10.
It needs some bubbles.
But I'm going to score this about a 6.2. That's what my score is. 6.2.
Yeah. I'm right there with you.
Yeah, this one's not good.
Yeah, I think it's okay. You must have got a bad one.
The green can is not good.
Mine tasted like it reminded me of like the wine coolers back in the day, like the Bartles and James.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with 6.8. This is all right. I probably ain't gonna drink it again, but it's all right.
Is that better than yours, James?
No,
that's a little bit better. I mean, orange is definitely better. It's not good. I mean, I get it. You're trying to hit the feels. You're trying to hit the nostalgia feels of
You're trying to get kids
drinking
to
Mountain
drink.
Dew, and it's just not hitting there.
Yeah.
Like I'm gonna. It says 5% alcohol. I'm gonna get it 5%. So
There it is.
we're done.
Hey, you heard it here.
Hey, if you want to send in your barbecue wins or your barbecue fails, or you want to recommend a beer for us, or send us your stories about whatever it is, you can do that. Email is info@grabemandabrisket.com, or on any of our social medias. Social medias.
Yeah, medias.
At grabemandabrisket. We'd love to hear from you, or you can use our hotline. Leave us a message. Those go right to the top. 434-829-2299. I'd love to hear from you.
Yeah, I was about to say, look, guys, let's not fall apart at the end.
Hey,
All right?
Yeah, listen.
My words are broken.
But if you call in on that line right there, if you call that line and you leave a voicemail, we're going to play that voicemail. We don't care what it says. We don't care. Like, you can be as whoever you want to be, right? It's going to get aired, and we appreciate it.
Yeah, it might be a direct line communication to us live.
Yeah. What?
I'm pretty sure my
It
dad
might
thought
be.
it was, because for a while there, I was getting messages.
Your dad's calling.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
Hey,
Let's go.
it's like, hey, hello,
Yeah.
hello, what? What'd you say? Okay, perfect. Yeah.
Hey, John, I can't hear you. I can't hear you. There's something wrong.
It was not like that. Okay.
Let's go.
God damn it.
Funny.
Anyways, hey, thanks everybody for listening. This has been great.
Hey, this has been awesome. And as always, gentlemen, I had fun with you this past weekend. It was a blast. And as always, the people that are listening along, I've had fun and I enjoyed talking barbecue with you.
Peace.
100%.